Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and your Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, we got Front Row Bill in the house.
Hello.
And down below,
Slammiversary.
Yes. We got Alisha here too. Our TNI lady Satan. How you doing?
Great. Super. Thanks for asking.
All right. So we are in the Nemeth era. Has this kind of been hard for anyone to like sink in? Like, does it feel weird to anyone or does it feel awesome?
It feels
like something. It feels like something. It's not Moose.
I was going to say neither weird nor awesome, but it's something.
Well, it's not a.
It's good. Whoa, it's good.
Good.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry, I didn't know how to recover that.
We talked about it. He had one of the biggest pops. Like, he is one of the biggest stars in the company that now has the world title.
It was expected, is what I was trying to say.
Okay, I forgot a couple months ago. It didn't happen then.
It didn't happen then, and at that time, it felt a little rushed. Now it's like, okay, he's been with the company for about a half a year. He's done some really good things. You can tell he's good for the brand.
Yes.
You know, now, if I think we can collectively say as an audience, whether you like him or not, he's good for the brand because he supports the brand. He talks about it all the time on Busted Open Radio, and I'd say he's a good draw, a good anchor. You know what I mean?
Agreed. A lot like Trinity was. He was always putting over, because obviously we come from an era where we had people like the Hulkster who barely put the company over when they were here, and some other people collecting big fat paychecks that did not put the company over just themselves most of the time. Right. So when these people do come over and they do have a big name with them that they're putting over the company most of the time, that is very good to see. Like I said, my only critique, because I think we all thought there was a good chance Nick was going to be champion at some point. I think we were all surprised maybe how it happened.
Right.
But as long, like I said, my only critique is we didn't get him for all the loops so far. As long as he's now going to be on every show or every loop as a champion, I'm 100% on board with it. If he misses any of them, like if they go to a town and he's not there as champion, then I'm major issues with it.
I hear you. And I think it was, once he was free and he was officially an independent worker.
Because he still has commitments at other companies.
Right. And like New Japan and others.
AAA.
AAA. I believe he still is the champion down there. And if I'm mistaken, then okay. But yeah, he was all over the place that first quarter of the year. So it was, I'm sure he wanted to be there for TNA, but, stuff is going to clash, certain weekends or, weeks or whatever. But this is kind of what I feel like. Like, it hasn't, like, I should be, as much of a fan as I am of Nick Nemeth, I should be like on the ceiling, and I'm not. And it's weird because I feel like we're almost like in an alternate universe. Like we were supposed to get something else, but then something happened by accident.
Yeah, if we got this in April I think you would have been bouncing off the walls, J-Bone. But what happened between April and now, other than a dominant run by Moose? Joe Hendry mania. We got a TikToker below to prove it.
Right. Yeah. And it feels like there were so many people talking about Joe Hendry that it almost felt weird. I mean, it did feel weird when he was eliminated from the match. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, we're not getting that either. Because, he pinned Moose, and then it was, oh yeah, we got Swerve. That was like the Swerve of the year so far, minus Swerve himself. Well, that's another brand for another story. But yeah, it just feels, it's like, we were so bound and determined as fans, like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And then it didn't. So it's still like, wait a minute.
It's still going to happen just when we least expect it.
Yes.
Yeah, as my TikTok would say.
Yeah, probably.
People believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, and we may get him as a champ in another company first. Who knows? I mean, this wrestling
world is crazy, bro.
Yes, thank you.
Crazy. But isn't that kind of how you want it? You want wrestling to be a little crazy?
You do.
Not deathmatch crazy, but crazy, Unpredictable, wild, free.
Exactly. You want it unpredictable.
Little wind in the hair,
You want, and I've said this all the time. I love a good shakeup. And we definitely got a shakeup at Slammiversary. So in that sense, I am very happy. We want to welcome our members tonight. If you're curious on making yourself a member, part of the TNI family, you can go to the front of the YouTube page. Not now. Stay here. Do that afterwards. I want to also recognize we got some tips in the house. Thank you, Rateline, cheering the bits. We also got, I don't want to forget, I missed a few last week and I actually feel bad. It just, it got away from me.
The early goers.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you get busy talking about stuff and here we go. Dr.
I do. Mir, I do use TikTok.
Oh, she's a TikToker. Ace Austin and Sami Callahan to be part of JCW Tri-Town Beatdown. I hope they end up as part of Bloody Mania. Oh my goodness. At the gathering of the Juggalos. Oh, she's got the shirt on. Ali for TNA champion, make the TNA championship great again. Well, we see where his sides are tonight and probably forever. Thank you, Dr. Gerbs, for the $10 tip. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Mr. Effin Punk with a $2 tip. Thank you. Hey, Effin Rowdy, TNI crew and fam. Yes, I can tell that, there is a sense of rowdiness in the crowd tonight. Just remember to respect everybody's opinions. Let's not make it nasty. Let's keep it kosher.
Kosher.
All right.
Watch your fucking language.
That's right.
This is a family show.
Kid show.
That's right. PG, folks. PG. We want to wish happy birthday to TNA's Jake something. Jake something.
Happy birthday.
So hopefully he's doing something rad today.
Oh, something cool, something fun.
Yes.
Something memorable.
Something.
Anything.
Something where he's not getting into too much trouble.
Oh. No, we don't want that.
Who are we kidding? He's at the gym.
If we know, well, he's either at the gym or he's going to go respectfully tip a few with his opponent from Slammiversary. Oh no, he can't do that. Never mind. Sorry, horrible idea.
There you go.
I'm gonna get canceled. No, he can't do that. Damn it. Okay, sorry. Jiminy Christmas.
It's over my head. No need to explain this. Onward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward. So, news. Shall we talk some news, guys?
Oh, a little
8 minutes
news.
in. I don't know, dude. It's a little early, don't you think?
Yeah, a little early for news, but
it's a little early for news. But I guess
will be made.
I guess we should
Jiminy
zoom right into
Christmas.
it.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
All right, folks. News time. We're going to start with some NXT TNA news. Double branding news. So it has been announced that Joe Hendry is going to bring his live in-ring concert to WWE NXT. The first night of the Great American Bash next Tuesday. And just a reminder, folks, for those watching in the U.S., make sure you turn on your sci-fi channel because that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be on the USA.
It's on sci-fi? Like
It's on
ECW
Sci-Fi.
used to be?
Old
You
days.
got it. You got it. Just minus the horrible zombies.
Who booked this?
Oh, that was perfect.
Sorry.
That was perfect. Does anybody
I
remember
found the
that
sound
first
clips, bitch.
the first zombie that came out in that match versus Sandman? Does anybody remember that? Anybody?
No, sir.
Don't tell me I'm the only one, please.
I banned fake ECW, J-Bone.
It had a few fun things, but I know.
Like the one night onlys, I watched those, but after that,
yeah,
dead to me.
I hear you.
I don't know her.
They tried. They tried.
But did they?
Yeah.
But did they, J-Bone?
Well, Paulie did. We'll say Paulie did, okay? You know Paulie did. That didn't go well.
Through the motions.
Yeah. What else here? Looks like the Rascals are going to get some kind of special match at one of the days of the Great American Bash. Rascals continued their winning ways on NXT. They actually pinned one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Oh.
So I got
Big
a feeling
win.
we're gonna yeah, that is a big win. Yeah, because their tag team champions are pretty hot right now. It's Axiom and Fraser, I believe. If I screwed that up, I apologize, but still learning the NXT stuff. So, but yeah, and it was great. It was Wesley, it was Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel all together, just balls to the wall in this match. So great to see. There are some great photo albums in the news section. Make sure you check out all the photos from Slammiversary. Tonight's are even in there, I believe. Already, yes. Let's see, what else is here? Jeff Hardy is going to be a special guest on Busted Open this coming. Oh, crap. Was that today?
Was today. That was
wonderful.
You guys are screwed. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
okay,
on theme though. At least give me that.
Well,
Which one's Jay?
oh, so shit. I got the Kevin Nash treatment. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, I'll take that. If they have it on a clip, like I'm sure they do somewhere on Sirius XM, if you are a subscriber, you can go check that out probably. If
There you
not,
go.
then I
Catch
don't
it
know.
on the replay.
Yeah.
On the app.
Oh, Busted Open is only on Satellite XM.
They
Yes.
are, but they have a YouTube channel where they do put some
Clips.
interviews.
They clips
and
it.
clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I don't think it's on there, but check their YouTube channel just in case. Delete J-Bone. Damn, bro.
Oh, cold crowd, man.
Woo, it's getting cold in here. Jiminy Christmas. All right. Oh,
Got it.
You have been deleted.
it's
Deleted.
It's getting cold in here. I'm gonna
The
keep
bone
it
of Jay?
The bone of Jay is going away. All right. What else now? We got a lot of new dates for sale. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I did hear, and Bill, hopefully you can help me with this one.
Okay.
They moved one date from one city to
They
another. I believe it was supposed to be the Cleveland tapings.
Yes.
And they
Cleveland, we
moved
hardly
that-
knew you.
Poor Cleveland. Yeah. So, and don't ask me like why or anything. That's just, we don't know.
Well, they are going to a bigger venue in San Antonio now.
Oh, is that
Acres.
what? Ooh. Well, there you go.
So it could be venue size, could be an agreement, could be something with the date.
Could be a
all
lot
kinds
of
of
things.
things. Could be a lot of things. But it is just interesting that where's our new world champion build from? Cleveland. And
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
he's not going home.
Could they not, find an appropriate place? I mean, we don't know. I don't want to. He just became champ. I'm not going to judge the company. Shit happens. Card subject to change.
Yeah, so Victory Road, and it is funny. Victory Road has now become the pay-per-view that don't trust the original location, because Victory Road was going to be the one in Philadelphia that got moved to Skyway Studios when there was a building issue after it was announced. So Victory Road has a little stigma to it.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see. So, yeah, there have been, I can't tell you how many people in the chat during the live reaction are asking about Bound for Glory details. There are no details. We
details.
do
We
not
just
know.
ended Slammiversary. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, well, typically
they build dates before and after, so it's sometime in October.
Oh.
It's either that
Right.
last weekend or the third weekend if they do the same thing they did with Slammiversary and not do 4 weeks, because right now you have Spartanburg as one of the dates for TV, and that would be conceivably 4 episodes, which would take you to the end of October somewhere.
Okay.
But we just saw it in Philly. They only did 3 episodes. So it could be that week previous. But
we shall see.
Where? To be determined.
A lot of people are thinking it may still be the UK because apparently EY and Moose have booked dates in the UK in October. So
Well, because there's a lot of free time because they're filming at least 3 to 4 weeks of TV, so they have no commitments. So it's just a good time to do international flights.
Some dates, yeah.
Because at least if you go with that logic, the length that they're saying they're available Then if you go into another week of a pay-per-view, they're going to spend, that would be a lot of time straight overseas. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm believing that or not.
I hear you.
But we'll see.
So, but it's still good to see a lot of dates in the future. For a while with TNA, you'd be lucky if you hear, time and time and date for whatever the next taping was. Not
although they've announced stuff through, other than Bound for Glory, they have dates now through December, through the end of the year, J-Bone.
Yeah,
like they've never been far out.
Do they have something
like
past
on the
Turning
calendar?
Point?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. Past Turning Point is Atlanta, going back to center stage.
Oh, okay.
So that's December.
Okay.
So that means there'll probably be episodes, not best ofs, at the end of the year. That's lining up.
That'd be so great. That'd be great. Yeah, hopefully with the hype for the company, the demand for it. Be nice. All right. Turning Point is November 29th.
Part of Wrestle Kingdom.
Right. Yeah, that should be exciting. They usually have a really big crowd for that, don't they? Like
I was there a couple of years ago when the IPWF was there, and you get a wrestling convention, a couple-day wrestling convention. Although it's kind of unique because it's right after Thanksgiving. It's like Black Friday and the days after, but it does get a lot of attendance for sure.
Well, if
there's not a WrestleMania, like for not having a WrestleMania around it or something like that, it gets a lot of people for just a convention.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people buy their tickets early so there's no issue, no holiday issues. We'll see. Anything else news-wise? I think that's about it.
Well, I know unless you got something in the chat. There's the India deal. There was an extension with the India deal for TNA with Warner Brothers Discovery over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, some companies can make deals with that company for the future. Some can't.
Burn.
But no, good job there. And who knows? Maybe that will mean some more presence for some of the guys on the roster that we haven't seen lately. Maybe
there we go.
Shira, maybe some more Shira, maybe some Bhupinder.
Hopefully.
Or maybe one of those big free agents that are out there right now.
Ooh.
Don't hinder them. Don't hinder them.
Oh yeah. Could be. So Dragonstorm's in here too. Good to see. We literally just talked all the Bound for Glory stuff. no announcement
or lack of Bound for Glory stuff.
yeah, lack of. There you go. All right. And I thought somebody put something in the chat about some other place got a TV deal or something. Maybe I'm just
another TV deal other than the India one.
Yeah, I thought somebody mentioned something about the UK deal or.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about a UK deal.
That
sounds like optimism to get Bound for Glory in the UK.
Yeah,
Until I see a legit deal in the UK, that's when I'll believe they're going there.
Well, there are a few different things, aren't they? I mean, or at least the page says they got access to it,
but let us know I know we have some of our UK TNI fam in the chat. Let us know what you can access over there. Because from what it sounds like more, that's what Sky Sports.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know that's one of them. Yeah.
Well, that would be a good one. But and how soon do you get the weekly show over there?
I think it's like within the next 12 hours. They show it on Friday.
Okay, because that's the key. It's how soon you get that weekly show.
Yeah. Or well, if it's late night Thursday, it already is Friday there.
Correct.
So it might be live on Friday, just whatever. 6-7 hours apart, whatever. Maybe. Oh. No, Mike Johnson from PW Insider was reporting that two rumored.
He said that about a week ago.
Hammerstone Ballroom and the UK for BFG. Oh, okay. I
haven't heard an update since then, but they said that about a week ago.
Okay, well, that's not too long ago. That's pretty recent. All right. If that's about it, then we will jump into tonight's episode. We're talking about the July 25th episode of TNA Impact, the fallout for Slammiversary. That's right, folks. We are in the NEMETH era, and he kicks things off here and announces to the crowd that he is going to be, we've heard this before, but it's in my opinion, it's still good to hear. He's going to be a fighting champion.
Of the fighting champion.
Yeah. And as soon as he says those words, it almost felt like bait. Ali took the bait and he came out with his crew. And I don't think we've seen a Mustafa Ali like this in a while. What? I'm laughing because he was just losing it. What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of this back and forth between Nemeth and Mustafa Ali?
Oh, he was screwed, J-Bone. You saw what Earl Hebner did to him. It was the biggest screw job in Montreal history. If you listen to,
he got screwed real hard, really hard.
Oh my God, he kept going on and on about that.
It's the old Montreal screwed real hard job.
And Nick Nemeth's response, he took a step back like, hey, that sounds,
I guess you could say he got rode hard and put away wet.
Oh.
Wow.
Too far? Was that too much?
No. See, I've heard of that term before, but it's actually for one of my favorite bands back in high school called Tattoo Rodeo, and that's the name of their first album, Rode Hard and Put Away Wet.
It's actually really good.
So I was...
Sounds uncomfortable, to be fair.
Isn't that a bull riding term or something? I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. I don't know how many bull riders there are up in Canada, but anyways. So yeah, Mustafa Ali, we saw a whole new side to Ali tonight. He was just losing his ever-loving mind, and Nick Nemeth was like, "Hey, let's take it down a notch. He's like, "Hey, I agree with you. You know, with what happened to you. I get it. It's like, but that's not the biggest thing that happened at the show. I'm sorry, it's not. I suppose it depends on who you're rooting for and what match, but I would certainly say Nick Nemeth's win was bigger than Mustafa Ali's loss. But so they're talking, and it sounds like next week we are going to get the first TNA World Championship match we've had on TNA Impact in a while. Nick Nemeth defending against Ali.
There you go.
How excited are you guys for this match?
To the moon excited.
To the moon.
Was that convincing?
That's
Almost
a pay-per-view quality match. Giving it away.
It is. It is. It's a hot match.
Former
Honestly.
X Division longtime champion against a new champ.
Now, before I jump into this next section here, couple sections, I got one question for you guys, and for you guys watching in chat. And even if you're watching this after it's live, put it in the comments. How many of you think that Nick Nemeth is going to be a transitional champion? I saw that comment brought up during the live reaction, and I was like, wow. You know?
Well, we kind of talked about it, maybe even more after the review show on Saturday. Because if you're under the belief, which I think most of the chat and the people are, that Joe's going to win the championship, you got to buy Bound for Glory, which is the next major pay-per-view in a couple months.
Yeah.
And do you think it would be Nick versus Joe? Because that's not a very long run. It's something, but it's not a very long run. But if you think he's going to lose it to a heel in the meantime, and Joe's going to be that guy, that's a very transitional champion. Because that means he probably only has the belt for a month or two.
I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, sound off in the chat. Let me know what you think. Hey, so we're not only getting a world. What's that?
Here's the debate. What length
here we go.
is considered transitional? 1 week, 1 month, 3 months? I think it's in the eye of the beholder. But usually TNA has some belts that hot potato. So I wouldn't call them transitional, like X Division, knockouts, tag titles. They're not transitional because they just move along. Usually the world title does not get hot potatoed. You're looking at lengthy runs normally.
Right.
So honestly, I would say transitional, definitely 3 months or under. Definitely 3 months or under. I think if you want to say closer to 6, I might even be on board with you there. But I think that's getting close to a steady run at 6 months. If you're at like 4 months or 4.5 months, I could still buy it as trans. And also depends on how you drop it.
And it also depends on how those days, weeks, and months go for the champ. You know, is that like you brought up a fact talking about now that he is champ, you want him there at all the tapings, whereas the first quarter of the year he was kind of back and forth. You know, he'd go to Japan, he'd go to Mexico, and he'd come back here, and then he'd go back and forth, and then he'd come back here. Well, he's champ now. So like you're saying, you want to see this champ all the time if he's champ, right?
But not necessarily wrestling. Like Moose wasn't always wrestling. As you just said, you didn't defend it that many times on TV, but he was always there. He was always involved. So that's what I need from my champion. You got to be there. Like if you're a fighting champion and like always doing that, that's fine too. Because we saw that with Josh Alexander for a lot of his run. He was the fighting champion. So that's fine. But like we were even seeing like Bonkers, like Moose got to get his rematch. Moose has to get a rematch. We know Ali's getting a match. So that's like 2 matches already there that you would imagine. So we'll see. Like that he is a fighting champion, that does allow for possibilities to lose the belt.
Or Kaz, because he was the last eliminated. That's
he was the king.
The king.
I don't see no
TNA.
crown.
Should
have stopped at Burger King and got him one.
With some crayons. Oh shit. Make sure you write your name on it. Oh goodness.
Well, 6 months, I agree, Bonus Baby. I think 6 months is kind of where you call it a run. But if it's less than 6 months, I think it's debatable. 3 months, I think, is definitely transitional. I think that 3 to 6 is that window on debatable. on what happens in there to really judge a title reign. Obviously, if it's 6 months or above, then it is a run. I agree with that.
Yeah. Dr. Gerbs, unless he loses next week. Chimney Christmas. It's not, the belt's not even cold yet. All right. All right. So next we're getting a wedding. Sorry. Couldn't read my notes there for a second.
Now, just remember, though, if you're saying that he has it for 6 months as an ideal run, that means he's holding on to it post Bound for Glory.
Oh.
That's how the timing. Like, we're in July. We're about to be in August.
Yeah.
And that we're talking late October. So we're really only at 3.5 months. So it would be under 4 months if he loses by Bound for Glory. Just putting that out there.
And then, of course, we would find out whether Nick Nemeth is hard to kill.
Ooh, that would be the next one, J-Bone. You're on top of that.
Gotta love it. All right. We get a wedding next week with PCO and Steph DeLander. We saw the visual. Looks absolutely lovely. I'm so happy for this new couple.
Best couple in wrestling.
Oh, by far, yeah. And honestly, I think they're going to stay together longer than Trips and Stephanie. Honestly, I see this last
to the afterlife.
Yes, and beyond. Yes, or the underworld or whatever they do.
The undead realm.
Yes. Till death do us part, and that can be arranged. All right. Next, we got interview backstage.
Wait, whoa. Rewind.
Oh.
Steph DeLander and PCO are getting married?
Yes.
Next week on the show.
Next week.
Next week. Get ready to catch the bouquet.
Listen, that's a little fast. I'm concerned it's not going to work out because they don't really know each other.
Ooh. Too hot and heavy. Got to slow it down.
Sue Johansson would not give this 5 flaming briquettes. I'm just saying.
Oh. But wrestling weddings are always such a blissful event. I mean, what could possibly
That's
go
why
wrong?
I'm saying it's bad news. Have you ever seen a wrestling fucking wedding? No. Yes, it's terrible.
We're the best.
What could possibly go wrong?
There'll be a bunch of grown men crying in the crowd.
Is going to be wearing cake.
Oh.
No.
And that's a waste of fucking cake, bro. I'm heated. I'm mad. See?
Woo.
How are you going to have cake and not give the audience any?
Need some cake.
There's one of our members.
I went to a wrestling show at a high school once, and they had fucking cake, and we all got some.
Oh,
that's nice.
That is nice. Yes, everybody loves a good cake.
Buttercream frosting.
There is no other frosting. The buttercream is the best. Absolutely. Especially for a wedding. I mean, come on. You got to go all in. You know, you got to have some good dishes, some good desserts, and some good drinks. Here is the question of the episode. Thank you, Justin Miller, one of our members. Says, does SDL have an Amazon registry? Great question. I think somebody should jump on Twitter and
ask her wish list.
This sounds, all
Alisha. Kinds of monster accessories.
Someone's going to get hit with a champagne bottle. Like, it never ends well.
Our own Lady Satan. It sounds like this is something you should be doing.
Wrestling. We remember we were going to attempt to get Sinister Minister to do our fucking wedding vows when we were still in the party of having a big wedding.
Oh my God.
You know how fucking wild that would have been?
Get Sinister
That would've been
Minister
tremendous.
ODB's wedding dress. So it would all
Yeah,
be,
we were gonna try and get ODB's wedding dress. I was gonna auction for it,
Oh.
but it sold out.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. But no, what I was going to say is, Alisha, this is something that you should be doing. You should be the one to ask Steph DeLander on behalf of TNI. Be like,
Yeah,
hey,
let me call her.
is there... Wow, I didn't know you were connected.
Wait.
Hit her up on the old Twitter box and say, hey, where's that registry?
I don't use Twitter.
Oh,
I'm not going to be getting someone I don't know a gift for their wedding.
There you go.
but we're all family with them. I mean, you know,
What?
sort of, kind of.
Huh? You don't know us.
No.
No.
I had the
J-Bone,
pleasure.
don't be that fan.
I had the pleasure of PCO putting his hands around my neck and choking me out.
Oh, well, then you should be marrying him. It seems like you guys got better chemistry.
No, it's not that kind of chemistry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not into the no.
You could stand up and it'd be like, I don't want this wedding to happen. All right, moving on. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
Wow.
What's Alisha derailing the show? What the heck's going on around here?
Me doing it? Oh my God.
It sounds like
I didn't know. I didn't know that this was happening.
We're just
so
talking,
I had to vent.
the wedding.
I had to vent. Little
It
word
sounds like
vomit, so to
stories.
speak.
How many wrestling weddings do we get? Not that many.
Not many.
You need
About
one
a
every
year.
couple of years. Not one a year, J-Bone. How many people do you think are getting married? Come on. Settle down.
No, I mean in the world of wrestling, usually you get like
I
a year.
But this is just TNA. Maybe some NXT.
What a year.
What
I
NXT
don't know. I
wedding
feel
was?
like the last wrestling wedding was Matt Cardona and what's her name at GCW. Chelsea Green.
Laurel
Van Ness.
What's her name? Laurel Van Ness and Matt Cardona at GCW, and that was a disaster. I think, yeah.
Well,
that
didn't
fun?
she have a wedding in TNA as well? Laurel Van Ness.
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't that her gimmick?
Oh.
Yeah, that it turned out to be her gimmick for like 5 solid years after the fact.
Oh, that's how she became the hot mess.
It's because then what's his name who left her for Ali or whatever. I don't know. That was wild. And she got like traumatized by it.
And then someone got shot at one of the TNA weddings. Like, you gotta love a TNA wedding. You never know what will happen.
Eddie Edwards destroyed.
I forgot about that. Bravo.
Luckily, he pulled through.
No, the last wedding was Rosemary and Bravo.
Yeah, that was the last one. But then it was Chelsea Laurel before that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Taya and Bravo?
No, Taya is the one. Shut up.
Not Taya. Taya had
she
a
went
wedding
to jail, remember?
On a different.
Yeah.
She went to prison.
That's that prison. Yes, of course. The no, that's that. Like, we'll call it like the Mandela effect. You saw Bravo and Taya together so often, it was like, oh, that's the one.
But you did see Taya get married on Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I was there for that wedding.
That must have been fun. Lucha Underground was fun.
Did they have a registry on Amazon? I'm sorry.
We got to get off this wedding shit, guys.
Okay, so yeah.
It's been like 10 minutes.
We're
the TNI fan.
But history of wrestling. History of wrestling weddings.
Who doesn't love
this is the good shit right here. All right. Gio Miller backstage with ABC and Matt Hardy talking about the main.
Wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's different seeing these guys all together, but they were certainly ones that came out on top during
the ABC.
Sorry. I'm
a kid on Christmas.
Stop.
She's happy. She's so happy.
I learned how to do something new. Leave me alone.
I feel like I missed something.
It only took 5 years.
Oh, all right.
Nick,
Nick,
what's going on?
I know. I'm like, wait, what? Jiminy Christmas. Nick and Ryan Nemeth talking about what happened out there with Mustafa Ali. That was quite the back and forth. And then Kaz comes up and he's all shooting his mouth off. See, this is why I said this is something that's going to happen sooner than later. I feel like between Nemeth and Kazarian, because Kazarian's still shooting his mouth off and thinks he's the king of TNA, or self-proclaimed, or I don't mean to be disrespectful. I like him and all, but I don't know. After not winning the world championship, I feel like the king got knocked down a few pegs. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, we are getting a match between Ryan Nemeth, not Nick, but Ryan Nemeth and Kaz. So we'll see how that goes. Macklin's cutting a promo, just to make it short and sweet here. Tells the Canadian audience to kiss his ass. And I don't know how you say that in French, but I'm sure they understood it.
Josh Alexander.
What?
Is that wait, what were you just talking about?
Oh, Macklin.
Okay.
The other.
No, because he said basically the same thing. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, didn't that happen later? We'll get to it. Go ahead.
No, it was more of a. Macklin said a lot more than Josh did, but yeah, we'll get to that. When then Cody comes out, and I love Cody Deir. I just
for the people.
He is for the people and with the people and listens to the people. Maybe a little too much at times, but he does. Asks the audience, all in all, should he stay and clobber Macklin? How did he say that? Put some teas on the end of his fist with some maple sugar or maple syrup or something.
It's a family show. Enough.
That's what he said.
Macklin's not for family content.
I guess. Well, I don't know. Macklin seems like he's PG-13. I don't know. But nonetheless, we get a match here. This is, look, and after all this we've been talking about, this is our first match. So I would have booked this a little differently, but the show's still flowing along. So nonetheless, we get Macklin versus Deir. What do you think? Did you like it? Hate it? What do you think?
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, obviously you got Steve's going to win this match, obviously. But he gave him a little bit of a fight. And that's what we like to see from Deir. He's that little scrap out there, just trying to get a win now and again. But now Macklin was just obviously in the main event, so he gets the win here. People can continue to boo him and not like him. But no, it's good because we haven't seen Deir for a little bit on TV, so it's good to kind of. Right. It was a good way to kind of get him over without just kind of chalking somebody up. Like that's kind of his role right now.
Right, and he's Canadian, so some people from up north there, hey, are gonna get some wins and some aren't. So, but still, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting because Steve Macklin on the state side actually has been, I feel like, getting cheered. I mean, yeah, he's still a heel, but the fans are kind of like 50-50 with him in the States lately. Some are cheering, some are booing him. But now this is
Well, it
Mayor.
felt like we had a semi-face turn, but it just went away when they were in Canada because it was like him and
you had to.
Him and Santana were working together.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, that's true. But here, Mayor Neesum's with the hard-hitting questions. Bill, did you start the na chant?
I did not start the na. Although I am a big na. Hey. Goodbye. That's a classic. Been doing that since the early ECW days. So I am a fan of it. And it's a go-to in a lot of situations. Usually it's the go-to when the ref throws out a guy. That's the go-to chant.
Oh yeah. See ya.
Using it as a not ref thrown out chant. That's a throwing out someone at ringside. That's going above and beyond. But I always appreciate it.
Right.
Big fan. But no. Some of those French Canadians in Montreal started it before I did. So kudos to them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. So next is, I don't know, I would almost call this segment of the night. I absolutely love this. Okay. It was entertaining. It was hilarious.
I agree.
We saw a whole nother side to Callahan that we have not seen before. Callahan's doing character work, folks, and I love it. We got DM.
That's in Sonny Sanders.
Oh, was that his I am, or what's it called?
IPWF, J-Bud. Come on.
I am IPWD40. What?
There you go.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Sammy's weatherman gimmick needs to be a full-time gig.
We need a Chet Cheddar's t-shirt.
I'm a Chet Cheddar's fan.
I
bring the signs, Tampa. We want Chet Cheddar's.
Is this a playoff of the Danny Dorito thing that he's like obsessed with? Danny DeVito instead is Danny Dorito. It's Danny DeVito's picture on a Dorito.
Oh, I don't know. Did Danny DeVito ever play a weatherman?
Probably. I'm just assuming. It's always Sunny in Philadelphia did some wacky shit. It's possible.
Danny
DeVito, see, I never watched that show. He was in there, right?
Oh man, that's a wild show.
Yeah, I watched about
around
20
or so years, J-Bone. You'll get to it.
I watched about 20 minutes of it once and turned it off. I fell asleep.
He turned it off while I was sleeping. He was sleep turning it off.
It put me to sleep. But this was absolutely hilarious. Callahan was talking about AJ Francis and his upcoming feud here. Then it automatically went to breaking weather news with Chet Cheddar's and the weather guy. And the funniest part of it was he absolutely broke at the end of this and told someone off camera to stop pouring water on him.
The water.
Just stop putting water on me. Oh, it's absolutely a riot. Yeah, more Chet Cheddar's. But then we get the announcement that Joe Hendry is going to be part of NXT next week. Don't forget, folks, it's on Sci-Fi Network. And he's going to be doing his in-ring concert. So make sure you tune in to NXT next Tuesday. We get Callahan versus AJ Francis. And AJ Francis, of course, is flanked by Rich, Homie, Swann, and this new guy, Bishop. Of who is 6'4" and over 300 pounds and jacked to the moon. And I was like, man, Callahan is going to have a rough night. But he did okay. He didn't win here, but what say you guys? What did you guys think?
Not with those hyenas circling them. No way. It's scam. Bullshit. See, I'm wearing my Sami Callihan shirt that I got today because I'm fucking biased. Listen. Fuck those guys. Can't win without help. Blech. There, I said it.
She said it, folks. She put it into the universe. What do you think of Bishop?
I've only seen a minute of him, so who knows? I don't know who he is, and he keeps disappearing before I thought it was Ryan Nemeth, a tall Ryan Nemeth running around. I'm like, well, how the fuck did he get so tall all of a sudden? All I see is the bleach blonde hair, and now I know. It's all these blonde dudes, these fake blondes. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, whatever. I mean, when I can get a good look at them, I'll give you guys a great rundown of what I think.
I was just curious if you'd seen him in the Indies prior, heard of his name.
Nope.
No. Okay. That is a nope. Now, Bill, you mentioned that you're familiar with him, right?
I am familiar with him. I am a big fan of Bishop.
Okay.
When I first saw him a couple of years ago, I was like, that would be a good guy to bring on board. He's got a good look because he was kind of doing the Sid Vicious on the Indies. And I think that's something that you don't see much of. So, and he was doing stuff with like Matt Justice and some other guys on the Indies, some like GCW crossover stuff. So no, I'm a big fan of him. He did some MLW. So I think that's probably a connection with Sami where they probably had that because AJ's been doing there as well. So a lot of connections there. So it makes a lot of sense. So I hope this is something we see long term because I think that's a guy you definitely can build into like a monster heel, and you can always use a monster heel.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I've said it once. I'll say it again. This company is a company that can absolutely build him to stardom if it's done properly. I absolutely see him turning it. I mean, shoot, this is a company that used to have the freaking Blueprint, Matt Morgan. They made him a star. Yeah. Did he come from the WWE? Sure he did. But he was, stuttering Bob Doofus over there. How the hell do you take a 6'7", 8" giant jack to the moon and give him a stuttering gimmick and knock his, fear, his fierceness down to
you don't always knock it out of the park with this. Don't forget the big LG, man. His initial gimmick up there.
Well, yeah.
So like they don't always hit him out of the park, but
no.
But this is a guy I think we could see him do a bunch of squash matches because I saw him even in like indie promotions. Bishop was being booked just to come in and like put guys through tables and stuff. Like that would be his match. Just like come out, beat a guy senseless for like a minute and a half, and then put him through a table or two.
I'll take money. That is money. When you're building a monster, keep it short and sweet. Monsters don't come out and cut 20-minute promos. They come out, they rip your head off, they shit down your neck, and they leave. That's
fair enough.
There you go. Kid show.
Sorry.
Kid show.
Poop. Sorry. Lots of poop. All right. Anyways. So yeah, AJ Francis beats Callahan with the help of his friends. Bishop basically knocks Callahan out of his boots. Gives him like the clothesline from hell. It's like, jeez Louise. All right. Now, this may be, I'd say, promo of the night here. I love this, and it makes me even more curious as far as what's going on in the world of Rosemary. Rosemary here. Oh, go ahead, Alisha.
This was sick. This was amazing. I'm obsessed with whatever they're doing with her. It's perfection. Do I need to keep going?
Sure.
No, but
This is this talk about a character that knows how to evolve. Rosemary, from when she first appeared with Decay to what she is now, is a completely different person. And it's been a wild ride and journey, but whatever this form we're getting of her is something we've never seen out of her or anybody in wrestling ever before. And she's the one who's got the ability to give that. I hope they don't drop the ball with this, because this is amazing.
Right. Would say.
No, I've always been a big Rosemary fan. I think if you're a longtime TNA fan, you can't help but be a Rosemary fan, because she has been the standard bearer with character work through her time here. And she does always change it around. Like, that's no matter what. Like, even when she wasn't as much in-ring performer due to injuries and things. But now that she's back, I was kind of saying it for a while, we need that Rosemary run again. And we know she's lining up Ash right now and the personal concierge. But maybe she'll be the one that wins that title. Like, maybe that's how it plays out in the end. Because on the roster, feels like Jordynne's kind of went through everybody, but this new Rosemary, this version of Rosemary, feels like a champion.
There's something going on with her. Like she said in her promo, I think I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but she's lost everything. What happens to someone that has nothing else to lose? She had the knife there, and she's like, saw the pictures and the strings and the sayings, and she just starts stabbing the board, and it's like, oh my God. So yeah, she's starting to unravel, and whatever happens next, man, it ain't gonna be pretty, you know. So, all right, can't wait to see what's next. Hammerstone with Ash by Elegance versus Eric Young and Jordynne Grace. Still, your TNA knockouts world champion. Does Hammerstone get his pound of flesh back from Slammiversary with Ash at his side? What'd you guys think of this match?
Alisha, what did you think of this?
I was just going to say, it was a fun match. Good chemistry with Ash and Alex Hammerstone.
I'm like, Alex. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait. Not Josh Alexander, Alex Hammerstone. Anyway,
right.
Hammered Elegance.
Hammered. That's so. I'm gonna go a little out on a limb and say this is like maybe it was an accident, but somehow this team makes fucking sense. And if they do decide to pair them up briefly, whatever, this was great because they just seem to complement each other on the same page. They both got that edge, you know what I mean? I don't know, like it was interesting,
right? Because it actually went. It actually did go intergender for a while. You know, it was brief, but it did. But they did. You know.
Don't make it look obvious. Like run away.
It's gotta feel natural. It can't feel forced, you know. And it's not something that TNA does all the time. They do it once in a while, you know. So
it's like the 80s.
Right.
The 80s like jock couple.
There you go.
Not that I'm saying you should put them in a romantic storyline. I'm just saying that as a team, they complement each other.
Right. No, they did. I mean,
although they could do vignettes and be like Barbie and Ken from the
that would be funny.
Like not understanding today's society and like kind of.
Well, she's already in kind of La La Land, and he's not far off. So it would kind of be perfect. Like, I'm just Alex and Ash.
I'm just Hammer.
You're just what?
We can't do any more reference, though. No more singing.
Oh, if they're parodies.
Copyright.
Oh, they're all okay.
It just at the end of the match, they did make a point to do something together. Like he like dipped her, but it was a non-romantic dip.
Yeah, he twirled the dip. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, hey, we won.
But that's good. It's like, because a lot of the times I feel like when they put a mixed tag together, like they're just kind of stiff and there's no real interaction between the people who are on the same team, where I felt like this was like a good match because they have chemistry as far as working as a team together, but also they play off of each other, which is important.
They look right. They look right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like, of course, I'm biased. I like Jordynne Grace and Eric Young, of course. You can't go wrong with that team. You could put Jordynne Grace with anybody to turn into a good team. But
I'll tell you, you put Jordynne and Hammer together. Like, are we watching American Gladiators? Or are we watching? What's going on?
Are those gods
there too? Yeah, like.
Well, yeah, but you would have to finally give Jordynne the heel turn.
Yeah, because they're pretty much both professional bodybuilders at this point. So
yeah,
this is true.
And Ash has fitness. Fitness pageants or whatever behind her.
Yeah, she's done that. Yeah. So she's right in that conversation too. So look at
it's like basically this same world, isn't it?
That's good. How about Jordynne?
Different.
How about Jordynne picking up Hammer?
Yeah,
that was great.
And that's long-term storytelling.
Yep.
Because that goes back to when he first appeared, and they had an interaction, and she almost slammed him.
Oh yeah, true.
And then it was like, oh, we're gonna have to do this at some point. But then he was sick, and then it was all didn't have a storyline. So
yeah.
So all right, but yeah, so that Hammerstone gets his revenge. Ash gets a win. I mean, it's still a win for the team. So technically, I don't know if she gets another shot at Jordynne. We'll have to wait and see.
I know she'll get an $8,000 bottle of champagne tonight. That's what I know.
Well, that's
celebrate.
That's if
with
the
a little bit of the bubbly
can be. I don't know if the concierge can be found. Was he? Was he there at the end, or did he run off with his tail between his legs?
He'll be in the back getting the champagne ready. Don't you worry.
He was terrified.
He was looking every which way.
Yeah.
Someone was not only staring daggers, they were showing daggers.
Yeah. Rosemary is pretty much Freddy Krueger to this man at this point, where it doesn't matter where you are, even in your waking life or your dreamscape, you're fucked.
Oh yeah. Someone that looks like Rosemary pulls out a knife and she's marching towards you. I'm done.
Little Art the Clown vibe a little bit. She's scary. I like it.
Yeah. And now she's got that bleached, dirty looking hair. It's there's something going on with her. Oh, and don't forget the red eyes. Jiminy Christmas, she had red eyes. That's the stuff that nightmares are made of.
Well, like I said, man, this is not a Rosemary we've seen before.
No, maybe she's usually got her shit together, with her and Havoc together, and this is Now what? Yeah, exactly.
It's like I felt in her promo. I know we're kind of backtracking a little bit, but I felt like
right.
in her. Sorry, let's talk about Rosemary more, even though we're a segment past it.
It's okay.
What did she say directly? Where it was like, "I'm known by many names," but that's something along the lines of like that. She doesn't answer to any of them anymore. Like it's like the demon assassin, like all that shit, like referencing all her aliases.
Her different aliases and like being like the head of the hive or something like that. And
I don't know her is basically I don't know her anymore.
and she then said that there were things written on the wall. You had to like look at all the different things that were written because they were all to all the different things. And the one said, "You have failed," or "We have failed the hive." Like we have failed the ones that are looking up to us and all this. Yeah. So it's not just her and a couple key people around her. It's like, this is big picture wise, So yeah, it's
love that.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So now we got Josh Alexander. Excuse me. we're shifting away from
Josh Alexander.
Last name, first name, last. We're shifting away from Hammerstone now to Josh Alexander is coming out, and he's just kind of shuffling. He's got some new entrance music.
Ooh.
Sounds like sounds kind of a la Death Machine-ish.
A little bit.
Little Sami Callahan-ish, that kind. I don't know if it's the same band, but it's, something a little more rough and tough. So he comes out. He's got the microphone and he's walking around the ring. And he's, he tells the fans to shut up. He says a little bit of this. He says a little bit of that, but he really doesn't say much of anything. He does not explain himself.
We have questions. He's got no answers.
Alisha looks like she's biting on something. You go ahead.
Cool music, whack heel turn. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dang, it's wiggity wiggity whack.
Whack city.
Not down with it. Okay. All right.
Not down with the heel turn.
Because like it's Josh, I had bigger expectations, and it's wrestling, so shame on me. But because he is such a big face for so many years, that I anticipated something a little more stand out than just a kick to the balls, and all of a sudden he's badass Billy Gunn. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't flow for me, and as a writer, that kind of chaps my ass a little bit.
I hear you. I mean, to be fair, we already had someone completely like lose their shit. One or two other people in the episode that lost their shit. So to have another one would be kind of like, what is everybody losing their shit? So this was something different. But I totally understand what you're saying. Like we really expected something. And it's also hard because he is the meat and potatoes of this brand. He is one of the backbones of TNA.
So he deserved a bigger heel turn. I'm sorry, dude. Like yes, he's awesome. That's why he should have had more of a holy fuck moment. Then the ball kick just wasn't it. And now all of a sudden he's like, oh, I've got new music and I'm badass and I'm this and I'm just not buying it.
Drops the mic. And
not the targeted demographic.
I mean, I got a feeling this is gonna extend. This isn't like all we're getting. This we might have to wait a bit to like really understand all this. And sometimes that's what
obviously.
we get,
But on first impression, not a fan.
let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to expand this obviously to the chat too. Let me see what you think about this. Do you think this is just in a sense like you're talking about, like kind of like a case of bad booking, or do you think that maybe Josh Alexander needs a mouthpiece to make this feel more complete? What do you think?
I don't know. He didn't need it as a face, so I don't think he would necessarily need it.
Right.
And I'm not sure who would do it because, like, really the only, well, you have Lish and the Iceman as like the heel managers in TNA.
Right. She's the announcer, though. I get it.
So,
I don't think he needs the mouthpiece. Again, my only complaint is that he kicks someone in the balls and suddenly he's a heel. It just doesn't do it for me. It's not.
He might have to shave his beard. Do the opposite.
No, it's got nothing. Again, Josh Alexander is amazing, and again, he was a great face for many years, and now he's a heel. I just felt like there should have been like a bigger, like, jaw-dropping moment to get there.
Now, a SWAC fan does say he did kick the most over guy in wrestling in the balls, though.
Yeah, but haven't we all kind of wanted to?
You wanted to kick him in the balls since he got here.
I don't get how a ball kick suddenly goes into staring down the barrel of a whatever, like it's just, so
if
you're this guy now because
if you stoop to that level, you're a bad dude.
I'd have expected, like, again, it's not enough to convince me.
I totally hear you.
It's not enough to convince me that he's that big of a heel all of a sudden because he kicked Joe Hendry in the balls. Like,
yeah, we needed something more than this. It's also, I mean, the last time let's think about this. The last time he was heel, he had a tag team partner.
He had a tag team partner, but that doesn't matter because, again, he was the champion for how many years and main face of the company. Well, yeah. And I just felt that it should have been bigger.
No, it should have. There should have been something added to this, a twist.
The bridge wasn't gapped. It's like a plot hole. Like, oh, he kicked him in the balls, but then all of a sudden he's like the Terminator. Like it's not connecting. He comes out, he's got that badass smirk. It's like, you just kicked a guy in the balls. Like, it wasn't that serious.
But it was Joe Hendry.
He could honestly not even had to have do a heel turn. He could have just been like, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you kind of get out of control and you kick a guy in the balls. Sorry, Joe. Like you did, I don't know. We've all been there, right? Sometimes it just happens.
Well, I believe
sometimes
against EY, he was doing the twist. The Chicago crowd encouraged them to do the old twist. So,
God.
He's been there. He's done that. Wasn't a heel then.
Yeah.
Since they both did
anyway.
It's okay.
So yeah, we basically got nada from Josh Alexander. We'll have to see where this goes. But yeah, let us know in the chat.
He's not showing his cards yet. Or why
it's going to evolve. You know how it is. It's obviously, this is just the first step of it. I'm just saying is that I just expected something a little bigger for Josh Alexander to make the heel turn. Especially because we've been hoping for it for so long, and then it was kind of lackluster. Sorry.
You've been hoping for a heel turn?
The system.
What?
Did I hear you say that you've been hoping for a heel turn?
Yeah, dude. Like, where have you been? I've been saying it. Like, Josh is great, but it's kind of stale, so we should give him the heel turn because I think it would improve. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know what.
I've been saying it for months.
I apologize.
Well, it's hard to remember what we say once a week, every week. You know what I mean? So, like, I get it.
You know what I said about that one time about that one dude doing that one thing, right?
You remember that time I said that thing? That's literally what it is, basically. But yeah.
About the guy and the thing, yeah.
Now, as Critical Sting says, as we saw with Jake Something, fighting
region.
Fighting Hendry makes you heel by proxy in the moment. Kicking this grotessimous region of that same guy is the biggest heel move you can make.
That's disgusting.
Nice.
Santino never change.
Oh, please.
You got, yeah, because it's like when you write, you kind of have an idea how to expand things a little bit better, and you have higher hopes for people who are good in the company. And when you get a lackluster turnaround, it's disappointing. Sorry, that's wrestling, baby.
Now, Swag fans saying like that one time at band camp, if he used a flute in the match as a weapon, that's very heelish.
I don't want to be at that match. What is this, XPW? Jesus.
I don't want to know where the flute's going. Does this have to do with apple pie too? I don't want to know.
Leave the pie out of this.
Yeah. Warm apple pie.
We just tell your mom we ate it all.
Where's Eugene Levy when you need him?
Oh. Can Eugene Levy be the mouthpiece of Josh Alexander? All right. I'm sorry.
Now I want a Eugene Levy wrestling moment.
There probably is one in some like 80s movie out there that's just.
Hey, good Canadian kid. Maybe there's one up in Canadian wrestling territory.
Gotta be. The Rascals get featured. They show some footage for their big NXT win. We talked about that a little bit earlier. They pinned one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. So watch for that matchup happening soon. I got a feeling the Rascals may take some NXT gold sooner rather than later. Maybe. We'll see. Gia Miller backstage with Speedball, and Speedball's just, man, he's on cloud nine. He's so happy. And then now the second part of this got me a little worried, but it put my thoughts to rest real quick. The Rascals showed up, and I was like, "Uh-oh, are we switching back to heel Rascals all of a sudden? What's going on here?" And they had nothing but love for Speedball, and
you'll love to see it.
And they said, respectfully, they would all like to tear it up with him sometime, get in the ring, And they're like, "Hey, how about you get Trent 7 and maybe Trent 8 or 9?"
It's
7, 8, 9.
Jesus Christ. They're faces now because
Wesley,
the former Des.
Wes Xavier?
Yes,
Des Lee? Sorry. I'm just fucking around. But no, really, because he's back and it's like originals, Rascals, beloved Rascals all over again, and so you can't have them heel when you have Dez in the mix. It's just impossible.
Right. Exactly.
They're too likable.
Dez is like the heart of the Rascal tree. You know what I mean? And they can't be bad boys when Wes is there.
No.
Right. They can be upset.
Now here's the question:
passionate, but yeah.
Do we get a treehouse segment with Speedball?
I don't think the treehouse is much of an option considering the company that Mr. West is a part of, but
they did do one. They
did
one last week. Yeah, they did one last week.
So then, yeah, maybe it's possible. But is Speedball a partaker? That's what you got to consider. It only works when it's people who partake. Otherwise, you just got him like contact buzz. Like, I thought we were friends.
like Speedball's just smiling, just
there. It's just like shit-eating grin.
But like Speedball, what's up, man? Welcome to the treehouse, and he'd be like,
"Are my eyes red? You got to open them first, buddy."
Exactly. So he'd be super happy and high. Jiminy Christmas. Gia Miller, Bex. Okay, we did that. Sorry. Speedball, Rascals. Planning a 3-on-3. Probably get that sooner rather than later next week. Main event time, folks. Oh, my goodness. Even with a little Joe Hendry thrown in there. We get Matt Hardy and ABC, the Ace and Bay club. Sorry. Versus the System and JDC with Lish. By the way, that dress was fire. I'm not trying to be like, male chauvinistic. It's just,
well, you can't go wrong with a sequins dress. Sorry.
She just looked very classy.
But when did they start doing this Team America thing?
In Canada.
In Canada. So
at Slammiversary.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that, yeah.
I appreciated the theme.
America.
As somewhere Lex Luger is frowning heavily, like, no.
He's wearing his puffy shirt.
Right. Now this is interesting because we talked a little bit about this earlier. Lish is the only one walking out there with a title. Brian Edwards, Jiminy Christmas, Eddie Edwards, and
Brian Myers.
Brian Myers, no Moose.
Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Edwards. No Moose coming out with them. I felt that was real. Well, yeah, it's a yet, but still.
Where's the Moose?
That felt big. It wasn't just someone coming out to like screw them later because there's a bigger picture here to this. It's like everybody lost their titles except for Lish. So now there's a mood thing because we got to talk. Well, you know what? Let's take a step backwards. There was that promo right before the match, and Lish is the only one talking, and everyone else is just standing there like
they can't even look at the camera. They can't even speak. They're like,
so ashamed.
She rolls her eyes. Trust the system. Oh man, girl, you're the only one holding the system up. It takes a woman to do a band's job, man. I don't know.
She's like TNA's mommy.
Where's Masha? How come she's not part of the system? This isn't making sense to me. You got Dirty D wandering in the background. He's not an official member. He doesn't even have a belt. He's the towel boy.
He just shakes
carries
his
the
head.
flag.
She's the only champion, and her tag team partner isn't part of the system.
She should be.
Hired gun.
I hear you.
I'm just saying, we need more Masha. We need more Masha.
Well put. But the system is not the same system. So they come out, JDC, Lish holding their title. No Moose. Matt Hardy comes out to a pretty big applause with the ABC. And, they're going throughout the match. I'm like, okay, we got shenanigans. It's going to happen. Sure enough, here comes Moose strolling out. Still feels weird. It's not, he didn't like run out like, he just kind of like came out. But then Joe Hendry came out to even the odds. And did that they got a pop. But now you mentioned something earlier, Alisha.
Yeah, before the show started.
Yeah.
I mentioned how the crowd had no reaction a lot of the show, but especially during this, where I compared it to Philly, where everybody in the house was singing and waving their hands, okay? And then to see this, where nobody is even reacting, and then you just see like a couple of pairs of hands in the background. Like, what a difference, man. It was just kind of whack.
It was,
I don't know, because it was like later in the night, so they're a little tired, but like it Joe Hendry was like first at two rounds with the shows that I went to and never got a dull reaction.
Maybe it's the French Canada.
I don't even know, man. I just don't know how. Maybe I'm that kind of wrestling fan, but I don't understand going to a live show and just sitting there, having no reaction. You're front row, you're right on camera, and you're not even smiling. Like that just seems weird to me. Like, why are you there? Do you not like fun? Do you not like expressing that you're enjoying yourself?
Right. Like, take Bill, for example. He's always either waving a flag, holding up a sign, waving a T-shirt, or clapping, or whatever. You know, something's happening.
Especially they're taping. Why wouldn't you smile? Like, you have any kind of reaction? And I'm not saying you got to go crazy for Joe Hendry, because it's not for everybody. I get that, but it just seems so disconnected.
No, it could be.
The crowd wasn't mic'd up. There was barely any sound.
Sunday late afternoon.
Sundays, that explains it then. Sundays are hard.
So it's a different mix. It ain't your Friday night, your Saturday night.
It's different vibe for sure.
Yeah.
People can get a little more loose because they don't got to go to work the next day.
Yeah. You can't be loosey-goosey.
Can't be loosey-goosey on a Sunday afternoon, no less. Jesus. It's a day of rest.
Loosey-goosey. See, that's it. They're resting.
But still, though, I'm gonna stand behind that. At least pretend you're having fun. You don't even got to stand up. Just smile. It takes 3 muscles to lift the smile into the face and have a good time. But no, man, it's just like there's just people just standing there. Like,
3 muscle shuffle.
Do you even know where you're at? You're at a wrestling show. Do you know who any of these people? You're front row on the aisle. You don't even react?
I was at the museum.
I thought I was at Madame Tussauds wax museum. Except everybody was sad.
Sad.
They were sad to see Joe Hendry. I couldn't understand it.
Well, maybe they were just sad because he lost the night before.
They're feeling it really hard. It was like a lost hangover.
Took it hard.
Took it hard on the chin.
Like Ali. Took it hard.
It was Montreal expressing their disappointment in Joe Hendry.
They're still upset they lost the Expos.
I will say this, though. The Joe Hendry, when he goes face-to-face with Moose and then goes like this really quick before walking away, it's just like, what the fuck? It's just like, oh, this is how you windshield wipe.
Big fan of the windshield wipe.
I think Swag Fan might be referring to a portion of Mustafa Ali's promo there that he took it real hard.
Real hard.
Yeah, maybe, you know.
I'm not getting back into that. I went too far before.
Not too far.
Took it too far.
Took it too far. All right. But the match, Matt Hardy, ABC beating the System. So the System just also still just out of whack.
Not working.
Since Slammiversary. Not working well together.
Looks like the System's offline. Sorry. I'm on fire tonight.
System offline. You would think they're operating a major airline.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they were technically. You needed a major airline to carry all that gold.
Was a lot.
Now
of
it's just
gold.
Lish. Lish is looking around like, what happened,
How about
guys?
this? In the end, the biggest proponents of the Lish title reign, the TNI program,
The system is down.
the system is down. System down. Offline.
Houston, we have a problem.
Error.
Operator error. But yeah, so the system is not the same. We're gonna see if they can bounce back from this. Maybe it's gonna take just getting out of Canada to bounce back. Who knows? But that is the episode, folks. What'd you think? It's a solid Fallout episode.
Yeah, a lot of setting up stuff because, as you mentioned, like it took a while to get to the first match, so a lot of exposition following the fallout here. So definitely setting things up. And obviously we got some matches, we got some things going, but I think you're really seeing the build both Tuesdays and Thursdays now, especially going to Florida after next week's show. I think that's where you might see a lot of this come to a head because a lot of easy transit coming up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now, how much did they tape? Up in Canada?
One more week, next week, and then
that's it.
Next weekend, next Friday is Tampa.
The Tampa tapings, but that's not a special show, right? That's
TV.
Okay, got it.
No live show. So next week will be the final Montreal taping, and then 4 weeks of Florida.
That should be fun. That's at the fairgrounds? Some kind of fairgrounds?
Tampa Fairgrounds. The Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa.
As opposed to the asylum. Tennessee Fairgrounds.
Different fairgrounds.
Oh, we missed those were fun. All right. So yeah, that is it for this one. I felt like they really they did good with this one. Like we didn't agree with everything that came out of this one, especially the Josh Alexander promo and such. So, but we're gonna have to just see how it goes. So, but other than that, I'd say the lines have been drawn. We got some new rivalries, and they're off and running. So
the heat is on.
And don't forget to check out that wedding list or that wedding registry on Amazon. Alisha, I'm going to leave that one up to you. You are our
no, that's Satan. All you, since you're such a big fan of that. How about you take care of it?
There you go, Jay.
His love.
I've
TNI.
never looked anything up on a wedding registry. I'm horrible at that. That's not. I mean,
get them some forks.
Forks.
Everybody can use forks.
You mean like a complete set of silverware or just forks?
Trust your gut.
Well, this is wedding. I think I'm just going to get him some rusty forks. All right. That's it for this one. You guys know what to do on your way out of here. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Good night.